Automated blog writing is a great way to create daily content completely hands off and be able to bring traffic to your website, whether you're selling products, services, or you're just creating brand awareness. Blog posts and articles are a really, really great way. And if you don't have to pay for it, or if you don't have to spend the time to create them, that's even better. So I'm going to walk you through this workflow, this blog agent that I just created for a client, and I'm going to show you how we've done it here and the things that you can do differently. So, for example, picking a topic. In here, what we've done is we've created a bundle of RSS feeds. As you can see, there's about, I think we have about 13 different websites that we're aggregating into one RSS feed that runs on a schedule. So this will be running every day and we'll be aggregating these articles. I can show you last time we ran it was 25 items. So we've just done 25 articles. But if I want to only post one article, I may want to pick the hottest topic. So in here, we are including, I've removed it now because if you're in my school community, you'll be able to get the whole workflow, the JSON file of the workflow, and you can choose whether to use this or not. And this is the code node that we're using right here in between these two, where we're picking the hottest topic. So I asked Claude to write this code for me that just looks at a specific hot keywords and is choosing an article that has the most of these keywords. Another thing you can do, if you don't want to use an RSS feed, if you have a business or if you want to write for business that just needs a topic, you can use, instead of an RSS feed, you can use Perplexity to do a search. And this will, you'll just give it a topic and Perplexity will go and look for any news or anything useful around this topic and it will create an article. So you may not need these three or these two nodes if you go with Perplexity. If you continue with the RSS feed, then what we have here is another code node that is actually cleaning up. As you can see, there's a lot of HTML here that we've just cleaned up nicely. Once we have cleaned up the article, now we're going into the second section, which is writing the blog post. And the very first thing is the blog post writer. And we have a pretty big system prompt that gives it the core principles, how to write, the specific blog post structure, opening hook, context, background, and all that. So this is something that you can make it your own in a way that works for your specific requirements. Or as I said, if you're in my school community, you can just grab it and use it. It uses an OpenAI chat model, but we also use the think node, which kind of says something very small, like before writing a blog post, think through these key questions like the core story, unique angle, audience impact, and so forth. This is a new node that you can use or you don't have to use. Now in here, if you want to be completely hands off, you will probably remove this section here, which has the human in the loop and is sending an email for approval. And we have the last iteration, which is the last thing it has created. If this is the first time going, the last iteration is what we just got from the blog post writer. Then it will send it for approval. Right now I'm testing it with my email, but as you can see, it's for a client and it is sending the information and it's looking for either yay or nay. If I say, no, I don't like it, it goes through the classifier. It looks at what I've said. And if I've said, hey, I don't particularly like this paragraph or change this, change that, it will go through the revise blog copy agent uh, and the prompt here is very, very short. It says you're an expert content writer. It will go through the revised blog copy writer, create the copy again, and will stick it into the last iteration here and send another email. So it will go through this loop until the user, me or you, is completely happy with everything. Once the user is happy with everything, it will actually remove the markdown language. Because if you look at it, as you can see, it's a markdown that we need to separate, because depending on the platform, you will probably need to have a title, some sort of an expert content, formatted post, tags, publication day, word count. Like, these are all things you might need. Following the cleanup, we are going to create a Google folder, and we are going to upload this article to the Google folder here, which literally we're just uploading it. And then we're going to continue based on the content of the article. We're going to use an image prompt generator, which is just a simple chain. And we're going to give it a prompt that we're trying to get an image that will go with the context of that blog article. And once we're happy with the image, so it will create the image here. Let's have a look at this image. Here's the image that we just created. You can create the same loop here for the images. Like, if you're very, very specific about your images, you can create the same loop between from here and into here, and just go around and around until you're happy with the image. And then we're going to upload the image into the Google folder that we created right here. Then, and this is a note that you may or may not need to have, but for our client, we had to actually change the image to specific width and height, because their API only accepts it in that resolution. So you may or may not need it. And the last thing is the HTTP request that will be different for every single API that you're using. With WordPress, it's very easy. WordPress have excellent documentation, but there are many other sites that people use for blogs. Some of them are custom made, some of them are made with tools that have different APIs. So you really need to go and look into the API documentation. If you don't understand it, just go to ChatGPT or Claude, give it the link for that API documentation, and say, hey, I'm making an HTTP request to post a blog article. Can you guide me on how to set it up? And it will actually give you exactly the details how to set it up. You can share the screen, like you can create a screenshot, or you can explain, but it's very, very easy to set it up.